Episode 3665, Know Us Without You.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. Are you ready for an extraordinary weekend? Oh, come on. I know you are. The weather is just beautiful. Finally, we have a break from the rain. No more hail. It is time to get outside. Maybe spring is actually around the corner. And you know what? It's Relationship Builders. Know Us Without You. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. Okay, I have to make, I think, what they call a PSA, a public service announcement. It really is in regards to Create Your Now and our website. We're making some changes, and I gave you an update. I think it was actually yesterday's episode. So if you haven't heard that, go listen to it. It's right at the beginning. So if you don't want to listen to the whole episode from stress to strength, then you can just hear the beginning. But the quick information is this. If you are trying to join something, the links may not be working. We're making some changes. We may have a little gap for a couple weeks or a week or so. So don't get flustered if you show up. You're like, oh, Christiane, remember, I'm always here on the podcast, Lord willing. You know, we had kind of that oopsie at the beginning of the year. But you know what? We are on full mends. We are full speed ahead. We've got so much going on. I'm so excited. At the same time, I'm all exhausted. But you know what? God is good, and we show up every day. We get to choose how we want to live out our lives, right? We get to create our now. And when we look at our relationships, whether it be our girlfriends, our guys, our children, our marriages, wherever it is, right? However it falls in, your leadership roles that you play. Maybe you're stepping into some mentorship roles. As we age, sometimes we shift from being a follower or a semi-leader to more of now a mentor because we're gaining wisdom. And that wisdom is needed in the world today. So wherever you are, it's important for us to understand how important our head and hearts are and where they connect and if they connect. And in marriage, it's easy to fall into the trap of pointing out our partner's flaws and expecting them to change, while neglecting our own areas of improvement. It's easier for us to say, it's your problem, right? Even in leadership, you know, you probably had a boss once in your lifetime. Maybe it was 25 years ago, but you've had a boss that once said to you, why can't you do better? This is all your fault. Or maybe a teacher, maybe even a mentor. But you see, what we need to realize is that there is no us without you. And in truth, a relationship takes two to tango. But you first have to look at your contribution to the relationship. What are you bringing to the table? Are you serving yourself only by pointing fingers at your spouse? Or are you searching deeper and starting by looking in the mirror? True growth in a relationship, in a marriage, comes from self-reflection and personal development. Our egos, they appreciate the pointing of the fingers at our spouses, right? The pointing of the fingers, whether it's our spouses, our kids, whether it's, the down line, the up line, the side line, whatever line it is. But you see, the success of our marriage is dependent upon the reflection of our own head and heart first. But if we want to be real and be honest, it's our egos that say, it's not my fault. It's all yours. If you've had any disagreement, argument, whatever you want to call it, heated discussion in your marriage, it so feels good, right? To say, baby doll, you're the one at fault. It's all your fault. And maybe you've been in relationships like that. Previous relationships before you married, maybe you've been divorced now, not just once, maybe twice. And it's always been your fault. Well, our egos like to say, you know what? It's your fault. It is. But it takes a bigger person to say, you know what? I got to look at me. And once when that clarity sets in and growth is gained for you, that's when the magic shows up in your marriage. Look in the mirror. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Look in the mirror. You've got to be able to see who you are, and are you showing up the way that you think you are? Because let me explain this a little bit. It's easy for us to think, we're giving our best to our spouses. Man, our hubbies, they've got the best of us, man. Us wives, there's nothing wrong with us. But if you have kids, if you have a job, if you take care of the household chores, if you pay bills, if you mow the lawn, if you drive in traffic, let me tell you, you have something that's bothering you. And that means you come home or you show up after standing in line at the grocery store, even if you called in advance, and because they forgot the grapes, now it's all your husband's fault. Can I get an amen to that? Because that is facts. It doesn't happen every single time, but it has happened at least once in your lifetime. And that's the thing. We sit there and think, it's all their fault. It's not my fault. It's not our fault. I mean, come on already. But if we want to grow up and we want to fill up our marriage with love and hope, we want to be able to sustain ourselves through any hurricane, any tornado, any lightning and thunderstorm that comes our way, you better believe you need to look in the mirror. You've got to see your contribution to the marriage, good, bad, and ugly. And you've got to be able to own it. And that's the thing. Are you willing to own your own reflection? So let's look what it looks like in real life when you look at yourself in the mirror. Number one, you've got to cultivate self-awareness. Research shows that self-awareness is a critical skill for successful relationships. To have that successful marriage, you've got to know who you are. And honestly, can I just tell you a secret? When you got married, you probably didn't have a clue of who you are, let alone who you are becoming. And if you've never acknowledged or really thought about, wow, change is a constant, then you're screwed up from the very, very, very beginning. And most of us, we don't get this coaching. Most of us, we don't get this in high school or college that says this is how you need to act and be in order to have a successful marriage or a successful relationship, a successful career, whatever it is. So before criticizing your spouse, take a moment to reflect on your own thoughts, your own actions, your own feelings, your own behaviors. How are you showing up? Ask yourself why certain things trigger you and how you can address those triggers within yourself. You know, if your spouse does something and you're like, oh, you just make me so mad. Okay, that line in itself, how many times have you said that line? Yeah, you can't even count on your hands and your feet. You cannot, because you've said it so many times. And I guarantee your spouse has said the same thing about you. And when you look at it that way, it's like, oh my goodness, you don't have it all put together all the time. Yes, neither does your spouse. But you only control you. So if these things keep coming up, oh, you make me so mad. What is it? Dig deeper. Figure it out. What is it? I guarantee you, it's not about what is actually happening in that moment. There is something deeper. I'm not saying it has to go all the way back to the past. I'm not saying it deals with trauma. I'm not going that deep. It could be that deep. I'm not discounting that either. But it may be something that's just, gosh darn it, you just keep repeating this. Or wait, gosh darn it, I keep expecting you. And never once have I asked you. Whoa, there's a difference. Expectations versus asking. Okay, shows up differently. So how can you address those triggers within yourself? And by understanding your own emotional reactions, your own patterns, your own behaviors, you can approach conflicts with your partner from a place of self-awareness and empathy. You can see their side because you're like, well, maybe today I am actually a jerk. You don't have to say it out loud, but you can know internally like, okay, that was really wrong of me. What was I thinking? You can apologize. Imagine that, an apology. Your ego won't like you, but your heart will. And your spouse will love you more. Think about it. So you've got to take time to cultivate that self-awareness. Stop saying, oh, I'm so busy. You know the whole line of, hey, how are you? If you had a stranger or even your best friends or your mom or your dad, your family, your siblings, they come in, a second or third cousin, and they ask you, everyone asks you the same question, how are you? Are you leading with, oh, I'm so busy? Are you so busy that you can't understand who you are? You don't even look at your patterns? That, my friend, is called an excuse. No us without you. That means you, my friend, you have got to look in the mirror. Number 2, understand where it comes from, the it comes from. And the it I'm referring to is the stuff in the mirror, the patterns, the triggers. And when you begin to understand the it, you can begin to understand where they're coming from. It's like, oh, yeah, now I know. Maybe it is more of, I was expecting him just to know this because, gosh, we've been together for like 15 years. I've been telling him to do this all the time. Maybe you really haven't been telling him. You think you have because you think he should read your mind. Whoa, drop the mic moment. Pay attention. All of us fall into that trap. We think we've said it, but it actually hasn't happened. I will actually tell my children, and I know we're talking about marriage here, but let me just talk about my kids for a minute. And it goes for my husband too, actually. I'll say, you know what? I want you to know, and then I'll go into it. Then I'll think, whoa. And I stop myself midway, and I'm like, wait, maybe I was going to tell you this, but maybe it didn't actually come out of my mouth because I thought about it. And just because we think about it doesn't mean it's verbally expressed. That gets us into trouble so many times, especially in our marriages. And so when you can begin to understand your patterns, what's triggering you, what is it bringing up for you, where does it come from? Way back when, is it trauma that, yeah, you really do need help with it? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I encourage that. Go seek out a counselor, a therapist. And if you're like, I've already done that, so I'm getting better, but now I need to be coached through some things so I know how to handle my triggers. Great. Go seek out a coach. But you need to get the help and have it meet you right where you're at. But you got to slow down in order to speed up. It's vital to recognize and acknowledge what is happening so you can make decisions as to how to rectify the situation, the circumstance that you find yourself in. How do you turn things around quickly? How do you flip the switch? And then in real time, you can make shifts where you don't even experience the patterns or triggers any longer. Because why? You sense it. You know it so fast that even a blink is too slow. Because you've studied it and you're like, oh, nope, I can't do that. It's bringing something up for me. Okay, I know what to do. And you flip the switch. Next. Now, at first, it's going to feel like it's an eternity to get to the flipped switch side. But then eventually it gets faster and faster and faster and faster. That's why you have to slow down in order to speed up. And then finally, number 3, what is your contribution? Rather than trying to change your spouse, and I know if I gave you a magic wand, including me having my own magic wand, we would like to just wave it over our spouses and say, abracadabra, give me this particular king in my household. This is what he needs to have, the attributes, the way he needs to look, the way he needs to dress, how he handles everything in the household, how he takes care of the kids, all of that, right? We would love to literally wave that magic wand. Be honest with yourself, okay? Now, we can laugh about it a little bit because I've been married for a very long time. 32 years this year, by the way. We've been together for over 35 years now. Whoop, whoop. So I've learned a few things or two. I've also helped hundreds, thousands of women around the globe and their marriages and what's happening with them and their relationships. And what happens is if we rely on that magic wand, it's just digging our own grave deeper, further away from where we really want to be. We destroy our own love within our marriage. You don't get a magic wand in marriage. It does not work. So I want you to think about, okay, what am I contributing? Wherever you think you're pointing your fingers, look at yourself first. Hence, look in the mirror. Make the changes. Even ask your spouse. Now, if you do And if you're brave enough and you ask your spouse, hun, I want you to answer this question. Make sure, listen to me carefully. Number 1, give them some parameters. Number 2, don't take what they say personally. Because let me tell you this, unless if they've been doing the same work that you have been, they are not going to treat you the same as if what you have already learned and grown in your own development. Did you hear me? So you can't take it personally. Look at it from a factual perspective. This is their way of seeing things. And if you have kids that are old enough, ask them. Let me tell you, when I was going through my tornado of life, and yes, within our marriage, but then I had my own battles within that. As I moved through it, year 1, year 2, year 3, after and further, my children would say, Mom, I've noticed this. I love this about you. I knew you had it, but I didn't see it. I'm telling you right now, the changes that you make will be noticed, but you have to be willing first to look in the mirror. Then, as you make those tweaks, then you get to say, okay, I need to make further tweaks. I need to refine my tweaks and eventually creating new habits. Now, it's no longer about what your spouse is doing all wrong, but what you are doing to better your marriage. And that's the key. You're not pointing fingers. It's about connecting your head and heart in this partnership called marriage. That, my friend, is gorgeous. That makes it stunning. That makes what you have magnetic. And that's where you'll see hope and love root deeper, creating a stronger foundation for a more beautiful marriage. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.